Yo, yo, yo. Layup Lounge members, welcome to another a Seattle Hoop Talk segment where we're here to talk some local hoops, just focused on college, high school, pro basketball here in Washington State. But yeah, today we have some hard-hitting topics. We're focusing on the recap of the men's college basketball season, as well as Kevin Porter Jr.'s return to basketball and Isaiah Thomas's second 10-day contract. Let's go ahead and dive straight in. So to start, Washington State University was blessed to make the NCAA tournament this year, tournament of 64. They were able to get a win, made it to the round of 32, and then they were eliminated. But congratulations to the team. I know we had some local dudes from out here. Watts was on that team.
Yeah, shout out my little bro Isaiah Watts.
Shout out Isaiah Watts doing his thing. Definitely a contributing player. Big things to see from him in the future. But it was cool to see Washington State in the tournament playing like competitive ball and actually get a W. So that was cool to see. And then some further news. Washington State's athletic director actually moved on to UW. So Roman, just kind of give me a recap or give me your thoughts on Washington State's basketball right now, and as well as their athletic director transferring to UW.
Well, first of all, I wish we were talking about the Huskies in this situation. I'm a dog, but anytime that we see anybody Washington do great things out there, we try to support as best we can. In this situation, it's Wazoo. They were able to get a dub in the NCAA tournament, which is I'm pretty sure that's their best finish in a long time throughout these last couple seasons. They've had some talented dudes come and go throughout the Wazoo program, but I think that, this year they've really been solid, and it's a good thing to build off of going into next season. So overall, their season was good, and hopefully, not too many people on that team go through the transfer portal, but, it's a trend right now. It happens.
They had a very good squad, though. I mean, just the way their team was built and constructed, they got ball players on that team, young ball players, too. So, I mean, hopefully they can retain that squad.
Yeah, not for sure. If anything, it'd be better if they just look to add maybe a couple more pieces. Obviously, I mean, they're in Pullman, small town out in Washington, but I think that, the hoops speak for itself. As for UW, though, we just hired Coach Sprinkle. I think his name is Danny Sprinkle, I believe, coming from Utah State. So I think that's a great pickup. I've seen and heard a lot of good things about him, and just read a few things about that. And obviously, I think that it's kind of sad that Will Conroy is no longer on the team. He's been with the program through 2 coaching staffs, and even there's some players that are lobbying for him to be the head coach. So we'll kind of see what happens with our recruits going forward, especially with Zoom Diallo, probably our top recruit, who is verbally committed to Washington. We'll see what he does now. Hopefully that we're able to retain him despite the coaching change.
And that would be key. That's another local dude from Tacoma who's one of the best point guards in the nation right now. So if we were able to retain him even after getting the new coach, that's key, like you said.
But the only thing I'll say to that is Will Conroy was part of the recruiting process with that. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. It sounds like he's still, he's still a UW guy. Will Conroy is. He was still, thankful for the opportunity with that. But, I mean, if he goes somewhere, who knows what's going to happen with Zoom. But I think that UW has a good future. Obviously, Mike Hop, we had some ups and downs with him. But I think right now we got to focus on recruiting, getting guys that, for one, want to come here, and 2, want to stay here. I think that's very important, especially in this day and age where, I mean, before the show, we were just reading off dudes are going in their transfer portal. Dudes that were in the NCAA tournament, they just lost like maybe yesterday or a few days ago, and they're already entering the transfer portal.
Crazy.
There's just reports about that. I think that what builds a great team is chemistry, and what chemistry comes with time. And, that all alludes to just being able to have a solid team for more than 1 year.
Definitely.
And so I think that if we're able to, for one, our recruiting pitches need to be that this is a place that you want to be, place that you want to stay. And also, if there are the high recruits, it's like you can make it out the league in this school as well. We're going to build you up. We're going to develop you and get you ready for the next level as well. I think all of those things, and as well as NIL, obviously, all those things, the combination of those, I think, is very important when it comes to the recruiting process and when it comes to just the future of UW basketball.
For sure. And, I mean, the precedent's already been set with some of our local dudes, DeJounte, Jaden. Like, they were one-and-done dudes, but, like, that's the pipeline of local dudes, UW, make some noise there, like, put the program on, and then go straight to the league. So there is that pipeline available. We just have to reestablish it.
And like we kind of talked about before, like, the guys the people who, not just the guys, just anybody sports related with UW, those people who move on to the next level, I feel like they're happy and excited to talk about their college experience with UW. They're proud alums. And so I think that, moving on to a new coach, the program's going to change, but I think that same aspect of the program needs to stay and be instilled.
It's kind of moving on to our next topic, though. Kevin Porter Jr., talent from Rainier Beach High School, grew up in South Seattle, was just signed to a team in Greece for 1 month. He's going to earn $10,000 to play out there in Greece.
Yeah.
He's currently not in the NBA. He was released by the Houston Rockets earlier last year, or beginning of the season last year, after he faced some domestic violence troubles this past summer. So they're still trying to clear up the case and exactly the details of that.
Yeah.
But Kevin Porter Jr., back to playing organized basketball. He's headed to Greece. Roman, what's your immediate reaction? How are you feeling?
I mean, I think his basketball future all depends on what goes on with that case. Obviously, we've seen it firsthand. We played against him. We've seen him move on to the next level, USC. We've seen the things he could do in the NBA, but it really comes down to, what happens during that case. Hopefully he shows some development and growth as a person, because we all know what you can do on the basketball court. But if you're not a good, if you're not a good role model out there in the society, if, your image, your name, your likeness, all that, things like that are tarnished, and you're not working on that development and to grow. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. As long as he keeps doing his thing on the basketball court, I think that, he'll be fine. He'll bounce back.
For sure. I think getting back on the court is going to be good for him personally, probably good for his mind as well, just to finally get back to doing what he loves. I think you hit the head on the nail, though. It's about the personal development. Like, how can I improve myself as an individual? How can I get my fans to trust me again? Like, how can I earn everyone's trust back?
Yeah.
Like, it's you made a mistake. Like, let's take the necessary steps to like build my rapport back up, build my name, image, and likeness back up, like you said.
And and I think that him being in a different country, different environment, different people, I think that that could be a great opportunity to make an impact there, even if he's only there for like a month or so. Just get connected with the people, the fans, the community, all that stuff. I think that if he can maybe instill some of those things he needs to work on over there, I think that would be a good look for him to get back into the NBA. And like you said, regain that trust, rebuild that trust.
And then closing it out, Isaiah Thomas, back in the NBA, he earned his second 10-day contract. So he's with the Phoenix Suns still, but earned himself a second 10-day contract. Looks like he's in a leadership role. He hasn't earned much like rotational playing time, but he is on the team, and he's in it looks like an advisory role, like a leadership position.
Yeah.
What do you think about IT? How do you feel?
I mean, like we talked about a little while back, I think that, he was looking to get into the league regardless of what role needed to be filled. Obviously, we're looking at the Suns right now. They're in a play-in situation, and leadership is crucial for this team just because they have the talent. But I think that they're in the position that they're in because there's no leadership on the court or off the floor. I mean, like, either way, it's not looking good. So I think having a guy like IT, I think it just shows the other guys, like, we got to work. We got to work hard. They're looking at this guy who worked so hard to get back into the league. He wants it probably more than anybody else on the team.
Sure.
And I think that although he's not getting the minutes on the floor, I think that he's just somebody to look at, like somebody – a good player, a good person just around the team to show like, hey, we got to work as much as this dude. This dude, although he's not playing that much, he's still working like he's about to go get the 40 minutes like the rest of us are. So we got to match that energy. We got to bring that. And
I'm thinking about just the look he's giving them in practice as well. I mean, he's a former 30-point per game scorer, former All-Star, one of the best guards in the NBA at one point. So, like, the fact that that's even in your practice building, he's giving you a good look on scout team, if anything. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
You have to worry. He can be your Steph Curry. He can be your Shea. Like, he can fill all these different roles in practice and give those starters a good look. And so, like, just because he's a scoring guard like that, he's able to get downhill. He's used to taking that many shots, sort of thing. So I think just like in a practice standpoint, being on the team, leadership, it's good to have him on the Phoenix Suns and in the locker room.
And that's why, guys in and out the league, the guys who are out the league who were at one point one of the main guys on the court were like, hey, I'll come in and do any role. Like, not a lot of guys who say that are trusted with that opportunity, trusted with that role. But I think that says a lot. Like, character-wise, just, him as a person, that he was trusted with, although I'm sure he would love to hoop out there on the court with those guys. The fact that he's willing to take a step back and go into that leadership role, even all this time, like him doing these workouts, things like that, I'm sure he was working out to produce on the floor.
Yeah.
And, you know, like you said, scout team practice, like I'm sure he's giving it his all just in those situations. But I think it's also, I mean, it's just good anyway, just because who knows if they need him down the line.
Bingo.
And he'll be ready. And he's explained it a lot. He's like, when I get that call, I'll be ready. Now he got the call to be on the team. Now it's when he gets that call off the bench, he'll be ready. So yeah.
Let's go slow grind. Shout out to the slow grind, man.
Sir.
Big motivation for everybody out here in Washington. Shout out to the slow grind.
Real quick, who you got winning the women's NCAA tournament?
Man, I'm a big fan of Caitlin Clark, but go ahead and give me. Let's go Tigers. Let's go Tigers. Where you got?
What are they called? The Hawkeyes? The Iowa?
Oh,
Iowa. Hey man, Iowa got it this year. And then the men's side, who you got on the men's side? We got, UConn, Alabama, or Purdue, NC State.
Give me NC State every day of the week. They got big man down low, DJ Burns. Give me NC State every day of the week.
Shout out DJ Burns. Yeah, he's gonna work Zach. I'm gonna go with UConn though. I just think that they've been destroying every single team that's been in front of them. It was a tie game with, I think they played Illinois, I believe, and they went on a 30-0 run. Give me UConn.
Another local talent. Shout out Jalen Stewart on UConn.
Oh, absolutely.
The 206 is deep into this basketball realm, man.
Absolutely.
So we're in every different avenue.
Yeah, for sure. We're there. Yeah, we got to go for the hometown team. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, we got to go for UConn. UConn.
Let's go Huskies.
Huskies. Yeah, you know, that's another episode of Circling Sports with my guy Wayne. I'm Roman. Layup Lounge. Make sure you like and subscribe, do all that good stuff, and we are out of here.
Yes, sir.
Ronnie James, top 3 next year. Let's go.